Yes, happy, holy. May all your life be full of colors and blessings from God. So, welcome back to What Religion is part 30 now. We are entering into the page 20, part 30. So, here it goes. We are such babies. Ooh. We always forget human nature. When we begin life, we think that our fate will be something extraordinary and nothing can make us disbelieve that. But when we grow old, we think differently. So, with religion, in their early stages, when they spread a little, they get the idea that they can change the minds of the whole human race in a few years and go on killing and massacring to make converts by force. Then they fail and begin to understand better. We see that these sects did not succeed in way that started out to do, which was great blessings. Just think of one of those fanatical sects that succeeded all over the world. Where should men be today? Now the Lord be blessed that they did not succeed, yet each one represents a great truth. Each religion represents a particular excellence, something which is its soul. So before that, Swami Vivekananda mentioned that about the Quran, or you must die, you must accept the Quran, or you must die. That was going on. There is no alternative. You know from history how phenomenal was their success for 600 years. Nothing could resist them, and then there came a time when they had to cry halt. So will it be with other religions if they follow the same methods? So उनके पहले का स्ट्रेंसा में ये था. And again, continuing, there is an old story which comes to my mind. There were some ogresses who used to kill people and do all sorts of mischief, but they themselves could not be killed until someone found out that their souls were in certain birds, and so long as the birds were safe, nothing could destroy the ogresses. So each one of us has its, as it were, such a bird where his soul has an ideal, a mission to perform in life. Every human being is an embodiment of such an ideal, such a mission. Whatever else you may lose, so long as that ideal is not lost and that mission is not hurt, nothing can kill you. Wealth may come and go, misfortunes may pile mountains high, but if you have kept the ideal entire, nothing can kill you. You may have even grown old, even 100 years old, but if that mission is fresh and young in your heart, what can kill you? But when that ideal is lost and that mission is hurt, nothing can save you. All the wealth, all the power of the world will not save you. And what are missions? What are nations but multiplied individuals? So each nation has a mission of its own to perform in this harmony of races. And so long as that nation keeps to that ideal, that nation nothing can kill. But if that nation gives up its mission and goes after something else, its life becomes short and it vanishes. And so with religions, the fact that all these old religions are living today proves that they must have kept that mission intact. In spite of all the mistakes, in spite of all difficulties, in spite of all quarrels, in spite of all the incrustations of forms, the heart of every one of them is sound, is throbbing, beating, living heart. They have not lost any one of them, the great mission they came for, and it is splendid to study that mission. Take Mohammedism, for instance. Christian people hate no religion in the world so much as Mohammedanism. They think it is the very worst form of religion that ever existed. But as soon as man becomes a Mohammedan, the whole of Islam receives him as brother with open arms without making any distinctions, which no other religion does. If one of your American Indians become a Mohammedan, the Sultan of Turkey would have no objection to dining with him. If he has brains, no position is bad to him. In many places in the Quran, you will find very sensual ideas of life. Never mind. What Mohammedanism comes is preached to the world is the practical brotherhood of all belongings to their faith. That is the essential part of the Mohammedan religion, and all the other ideas about heaven and life and so forth are not Mohammedanism. They are accretions. With the Hindus, you will find one national idea spirituality. If no other religion, in no other sacred books of the world, will you find so much energy spent in defining the idea of God. They try to define the idea of soul that no earthly touch might mar it. Spirit must be seen as divine and must not be identified with the physical man. The same idea of unity, of the realization of God, the omnipresent, is preached throughout. They think it is all nonsense to say that God lives in heaven and all that. It is mere human anthropomorphic idea. You know, anthropomorphic idea. Sorry, all the heaven that have existed in now here, the moment in infinite time is quite as good as any other moment. If you believe in God, you can see Him even now. We think religion begins when you have realized something. It is not believing in doctrines or giving intellectual assent or making declaration. If there is God, have you seen Him? If you say no, if you say no, then what right have you to believe in Him? If you are in doubt whether there is God, why do you not struggle to see Him? Why do you not renounce the world and spend the whole of your life for this one object? Renunciation and spirituality are the two great ideas of India. And it is because India clings to these ideas, all her mistakes count for so little. With the Christians, the central idea that has been preached by them is watch and pray. For that kingdom of heaven is at hand, which means purify your minds and be ready. And that spirit never dies. You recollect, uh, you could recollect that Christians, even in the darkest days, even in the most superstitious Christian countries, have always tried to prepare themselves for the coming of the Lord by trying to help others, building hospitals, so on. So long as Christians keep to that ideal, their religion lives. Now, an ideal presents itself to the mind. It may be only in a dream. I do not know whether it will ever be realized in the world. But sometimes it is better to dream a dream than die on hard facts. Great truths, even in a dream, are good, better than bad facts. So let us dream a dream. You know that there are various grades of minds. You may be a matter of fact, common sense rationalist. You do not care for forms and ceremonies. You want intellectual, hard ringing facts, and they alone will satisfy you. And there are no Puritans and the Mohammedans who will not allow a picture or a statue in their place of worship. Very well. But there is another man who is more artistic. He wants a great deal of art, beauty of lines, curves, colors, flowers, forms. He wants candles, lights, and all the insignia and paraphernalia of ritual, that he may see God. His mind grasps God in those forms as your grasp him to the intellect. Then there is the devotional man whose soul is kind for God. He has no other idea but to worship God and to praise Him. Then again, there is the philosopher standing outside all this, mocking at them. He thinks what nonsense they are, what ideas about God. They may have laughed at one another, but each one has a place in this world. So we are today we have reached to 24th page number 24, and we will discuss on this page number 24 today. Just in a brief session of 5 10 minutes. Don't worry. Wish you a happy Holi again. Goodbye, and wait for another session.